Have you ever known something deep inside of you, but you felt your throat tighten at the thought of saying it? Or maybe you overexplain. Maybe you soften your words. Maybe you stay quiet altogether. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't know your truth, and it doesn't mean that you're bad at communication. It means that your body learned expression wasn't safe. So today we're going to explore the throat chakra, and not as finding your voice, but as speaking your truth from alignment instead of defense. Hi everybody, I'm Jackie Faber, and this is week 6 of my Chakra and Trauma Integration series. So far we have established safety in the body, safety to feel, safety to take up space, and safety in connection. The throat comes after that. Because authentic expression isn't something you force, it's something that naturally happens once everything is coherent. When your body feels safe, when your emotions are allowed, when your identity isn't reaching outward, and when your heart is no longer armored. When all of that happens, your truth doesn't need to fight its way out. Before we go any further, just reflect on this. Do you feel safer being understood or being truthful? If you want to share, you can drop it in the comments. Now, the throat chakra governs truth, expression, and being seen who you truly are. But for many people, expression doesn't feel safe. Maybe you've grown up feeling silenced, either directly or subtly, interrupted, dismissed, punished, or misunderstood in ways that made honesty feel costly. You might have learned that speaking truth led to conflict or withdrawal or instability. And none of that requires overt trauma. Even in subtle environments where your emotions were an inconvenience, where disagreement felt dangerous, or where you had to explain yourself just to be accepted. All of those things teach the nervous system to adapt. So then over time, your body learns a rule that it is safer to manage your expression than to be truthful. So for some people, that adaptation might look like you stay quiet. You soften your words. You agree when you actually don't. You hold your truth in order to preserve connection. But then for other people, the throat can become hyperactive. You explain yourself excessively. You overshare to preempt misunderstanding. Or you dominate conversations to stay in control. Maybe you become defensive, where you're justifying and correcting, reacting the moment something feels threatening. These are not personality traits. They are all protective strategies. Silence and overexpression are not opposites. They are two expressions of the same nervous system question. Will this cost me connection? One hides truth to stay safe, and one pushes it out to stay safe. But over time, both create exhaustion because truth is being managed instead of being lived. And this is where identity patterns form. It is safer to stay quiet and agreeable or in control than to simply be myself. Authentic expression doesn't appear in these systems. It waits, and it can only emerge when the body feels safe enough to let truth exist before it's spoken. Authentic expression is not about saying everything that comes to your mind, and it is not about being raw or confrontational. It's about resonance. When your system is coherent, you don't speak to provoke a response. You don't explain to be understood. You express to be aligned. And not every single truth needs to be spoken outwardly. Some truths just need to be named internally first. And that is where the real voice begins. So once again, let's bring this into the body. I just want you to start to notice your jaw and your neck and your throat. With every exhale, just allow your jaw to relax a little bit. Let your tongue rest at the bottom of your mouth. Take a slow breath in. And as you exhale, imagine space moving through your throat. Not opening it, but just giving it some room. Now silently ask yourself, what is true for me right now? You don't have to rush. You don't have to look for words. Just allow yourself to notice if something lands. Maybe you feel sensation. Maybe you feel tightening or softening or nothing at all. All of those things are information. Now silently offer yourself this. I don't need to defend my truth. Let it be known, or I can simply let it be. Stay here for a few breaths. This is what it feels like to speak from alignment. When expression comes from coherence, it feels calm. There's no urgency, there's no over-explaining, there's no bracing. You don't speak to be validated, you speak because something is clear. And when that moment is right, your words land without force. As we close up this episode, how does your throat feel? Does it feel different than when we started? If it does, feel free to drop it in the comments. Next week, we're going to move into the third eye chakra, where trust in your perception replaces overthinking. I will see you there.